All right, Cameron, we are on chapter 4 of Junie B. Jones, Boss of Lunch. Remember, she had a new lunchbox and she kept opening it up and getting in trouble. All right, this is chapter 4 called Gladys. Miss Gutzman, remember she's in the cafeteria, they're eating lunch, and she found out about her kindergarten lunch lady, Mrs. Gutzman. So she's going to go visit Miss Gutzman. Mrs. Gutzman! Mrs. Gladys Gutzman! Where are you? I hollered. It's me! It's Junie B. Jones! I looked all around. There was a long counter with children pushing trays. Did anyone see Miss Gutzman? I asked the children. Does anyone know her? My friend said she is right here in this kitchen, but I don't even see her. I hollered her name even louder. Miss Gutzman! Miss Gladys Gutzman! Then all of a sudden a lady came hurrying around the corner. And good news! It was her! It was Miss Gladys Gutzman. I ran and hugged her very tight. Miss Gutzman, I'm so glad to see you. Miss Gutzman hugged me back. Junie B. Jones, I'm glad to see you too. I smiled up at her. She was wearing her same big white apron from last year. Whoa, just look at you, Miss Gutzman, I said. Oops, I almost thought it was I thought it was Miss Gutzman. You didn't even change a bit. I patted her apron. You didn't even change your clothes, apparently, I said. Miss Gutzman laughed. She was wearing plastic mitts on her hands, but plus, also, she was wearing a hairnet. Hey, I remember those things from last year. You told me that you wear plastic mitts and a hairnet whenever you touch food, remember? You said that was called good hygiene, 'cause mitts and a hairnet protect our food from dirty germs and hairs. Miss Gutzman made a face. Are you sure that's the way I put it? She asked. I skipped all around her in a circle. Hey, Miss Gutzman, now that you found me, you can start bringing cookies to my room again. I held up one finger. I am in room 1. This year, I said, room 1 comes earlier in the alphabet than room 9. And so now that you know where I am, when can you bring me cookies, Gladys? Miss Gutzman did a chuckle. Then she leaned down next to me. She patted my arm, and she said, don't call her Gladys. After that, Miss Gutzman explained all about snacks. She said that first graders don't get snacks like kindergartner kids do, on account of first graders get cookies with their school lunches. I did a frown at that news. Yeah, only what about the children who bring their lunches, Miss Gutzman? Where's our cookies, huh? 'Cause today everybody got a cookie except for me and Sheldon. Miss Gutzman didn't answer my question. Instead, she raised her head and looked behind me. That's when I heard my teacher's voice. Junie B. Jones, he said kind of loudish. Exactly what do you think you're doing? I spun around. Look at her face. I don't think I like that so much. Mr. Scary's eyes looked really annoyed at me. Why did you get up from the table, Junie B? What's the story here? Everyone was staring. I did a big gulp. Ooh. Then I squeezed my eyes closed real tight, and I tried to think of the story there. Well, let's see. First, I was eating my brought lunch, and everyone else was eating their bought lunch. And so that's how come I was the first one finished. And then I was just sitting there, and I spotted Herb's sugar cookie. And I really, really wanted that thing. And good news, Herb shared. And so then that delicious cookie reminded me about Miss Gutzman. And what do you know? Herb and Jose said she was right here in this exact kitchen. So I jumped up from the table and I ran in to say hello. After that, I looked up at Miss Gutzman, kind of nervous. I waved my fingers. Hello, I said real soft. Hello, she said back. Mr. Scary shook his head. No, I'm sorry, Junie B. I know Miss Gutzman has enjoyed seeing you, but you can't just get up from the table and run whenever you please during lunch. Miss Gutzman nodded. Mr. Scary is right, Junie B. I am very happy to see you, but you do have to learn to follow the school rules. I did a sigh. Yeah, only I really wanted to find you, Miss Gutsman, 'cause I missed you very much. Mrs. Gutsman tapped her chin. Maybe I have an idea. Maybe if you promise to follow the rules, you can come back tomorrow and help me in the kitchen. Would you like that? What do you think? My eyes got big and wide at her. Are you kidding, Miss Gutsman? Is this some kind of a joke? She smiled again. Nope, it's not a joke. We let children help us in the kitchen quite often. If it's okay with your teacher, I'll give you permission to take home to your parents. I pulled on Mr. Scary's arms. Say it's okay. Okay? Please, 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 I begged. Mr. Scary didn't answer right away. Instead, he ran his fingers through his hair. And he thought and thought. Then finally he said, and then finally he said it. Mr. Scary said, it's okay. I clapped and danced and twirled. I can do it, Miss Gutsman. I can help you in the kitchen. Excellent, said Miss Gutsman. Then she reached behind the counter and she handed me a permission slip. And that is not all, because she reached back there one more time and she pulled out a pair of brand new plastic mitts. Here, she said, these are for you. You can wear them around your house tonight and get used to them. I did a gasp at those wonderful things. Thank you, Miss Gutsman. I've always wanted some of these thingamajiggies. After that, I put them on my hands, very thrilled, and I waved goodbye to Miss Gutsman. See you, I said. See you tomorrow. Then I walked back to my lunch table with Mr. Scary, and I followed the rules for the rest of that day. Look at how excited she is about her gloves. All right, that's it, Cameron. What'd you think of Junie B. Jones meeting Gladys Gutsman, Mrs. Gutsman?